Hey guys, we're doing another thrift store makeover. So I had this guy and it was all put together. It was like $1.50. And what I did was cut out the the middle piece right here. So I've got two different pieces, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this old sign that I didn't like the way that it turned out, and I'm actually going to use this side. I am going to paint this whole thing black. We're going to chalk some white on here. I'm actually going to attach this to the bottom right here with 2 screws. And then we are going to take this piece and see how I left 2 little slats right here. Well, I'm going to drill 2 holes and I'm going to put it in, I'm going to glue it into this piece right here on the bottom of the frame. And this is actually going to hold a towel, a kitchen towel. So should be pretty cute if we can figure out what I've got in my head. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll take that out and drill a couple holes right here and spray paint this black, and then we'll come back and do our project. Hey guys, we are going to get started. I'm gonna show you what I've done. So we started out with this piece, and it was actually together like this, and it had a piece in the middle, and the whole idea was I was gonna do something with this, but I decided that I don't really like candles, and so I don't want to use the candles because I really, want to make something that I like and I'll use. And so my friend was over and she said, why don't you make a towel rack? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's genius. So what I did was I put 2 holes in the bottom of this frame. I painted this black yesterday and sanded it down a little so you can kind of see the original wood through it. And I don't know how, but I completely miscalculated this right here. So I had to make another hole. So we're gonna fix this today. And I just put some putty in the hole that I messed up on. And what we're gonna do is we're actually going to glue this piece, this bar, for a dish towel. So it's gonna be super cute. Let me grab something really quick. Forgot my sandpaper. So I'm just gonna sand that putty down real quick where I messed up, and we'll touch that up with a little bit of paint. Okay. So I use this stainable wood filler for a lot of mistakes. That works really, really well. All right, so let's see. Let's do our touch up real quick. We're just gonna get some of our black and get a little bit, put it over that. And then we'll sand that down in a second. Not really worried about that too much because it's going to be covered up. We're going to touch up these 2 holes. I made these 2 holes because I was going to attach that candle bar, and I didn't. So we'll just spend the first half fixing my mistakes, right? All right, now what we're going to do is dry this real quick. Take our go over that real lightly. And wipe that down. Okay, so we are going to use this Old Transfer Stencil Baked Fresh Daily. Set this bad boy down in here. I love this transfer. I actually have to look up and see if we still have this. I'm not sure if we do or not. All right, I am going to just do this real quick. As always, this is the easiest part of my projects. I think I need to open a new white paste. Been getting after it. Always keep wipes on hand, especially if you're messy like me. Let's get this guy up. That looks so good on the black. All right. Let's dry this guy. Man, I love that black frame with white. That really stands out. Okay, so now we're just going to put some hot glue down in here and put this on here. Hopefully my glue gun is nice and hot. So I'm just gonna stick it down in there. Get the excess off from around it. You can always sand off whatever you don't want as well. I'm just gonna hold that for a second. And now what we've got is a little rack to put a tea towel on. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that tea towel today. Get some excess glue here. All right, I freaking love this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything ready, and we're going to do a tea towel that's going to go on this, and we'll come back and I'll show you what we do with that. All right, so we are going to get started on a tea towel that's going to go with the frame that we just made. So I ran out of our own ink mat, so we're just going to use a Cricut mat. Works just fine. I have one that I use for inking every now and then. So we're going to use this brand new transfer that I've been dying to use because it's cute. It's got a Ray Dunn kind of feel. So I think I want to put this, I think I want to put this right down the middle and the bottom half. So I kind of want it to set like down and to the left. And I'm going to fold this in half on the board that I have. And this is just going to be for show. Won't actually use this one. I might make another one that I can use, just like this. So here's what we're going to do. Gotta make sure it's very even. You want to make sure this is down really, really well, because when it's on this mat, it helps it to not bleed through. So we've got cook, eat, clean, repeat. So cute. I have all of these, but I don't know. I don't think I want to use them. I think I just want it to be nice and clean. So we've got our placement. Let's move this up. Now when you're working with the ink, you got to make sure that you got everything just right, because if you mess up, it's probably messed up. There's not much fixing when it comes to ink. It's not very forgiving. Okay, so we're going to make sure every inch of this is down really well. So if it's not, it will bleed through. And with our ink, once you heat set it, it's permanent. So we will be heat setting this when we're done as well. I'm just going to go over this really well to make sure that everything's down the way it should be. Stuck to the tea towel and the mat. I love these really thick tea towels that I got too. I can give you the link to those. I got them on Amazon. Okay, now we're going to take our black ink, not paste, and work our design. The ink goes on extremely smooth, but I have to make sure not to get into this crease right here. Could have done the hearts red, but since the sign is black, I was just trying to make it nice and clean. Our ink also doesn't dry as fast, so you kind of have a little more leeway on your project. So I'm going to let that first one sit. If I was using paste, I would totally take the first one up first before I started this one. But our ink is much smoother and doesn't dry as fast. Another thing you can do when you're doing these ink projects so that you don't mess up around it, a lot of people put like washi tape around this so that they don't accidentally go over the border. And that actually has saved me a couple of times. Okay. Make sure you don't have any ink on your fingers because you don't want to get that. See, I just got it on my finger. And if I went to pull this up, I would get it on my tea towel. So, I'll grab another wipe. Get this off before I pull it up. All right. And it's always nerve-wracking when you're pulling up an ink project because if it's messed up, you're screwed. But we did everything right, and it should be perfect. Looking good so far. Drum roll, please. Perfect. Okay. This is gonna be so cute. I'm gonna set these aside. And we will dry this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now that our ink takes a lot longer to dry. And in order to be 110% sure, you should let this dry for at least 4 hours. Now, with any inking project, normally I will just take this off, let air dry it just a little bit with the dryer, and then I will let it set overnight and then come back and heat set it. In order to heat set one of our projects, so when we're talking about fabric, for fabric you can use an iron. Just put it on medium heat, put some parchment paper over it once it's completely dry. Put some parchment paper over it and iron on the top for 4 minutes, turn it over and iron on the back for 4 minutes. If you have a Cricut heat press, you can cover this when it's completely dry with parchment paper and then 30 seconds on both sides with that Cricut heat press. Or if you have an industrial like t-shirt heat press, that's about 15 seconds and then you're done. So, and I put mine on 320. So that's how I do mine. But we're gonna let this dry and then we're gonna put the whole project together, but we are done besides the heat setting. So super excited about how this turned out. I can't wait to put it together and show you what it looks like.